keeping you. Oh, I didn't see. Where's Ernie?
He thought we were done. Oh. He said, are we done? I said, yes.
We hit the gap. All right, the final two topics we have on the capital improvement program would be recreation, parks, and tourism, and the airport. If I'm correct, Mr. Kramer, would you like to finish it out for us?
Thank you, Mr. President. Would it be sufficient if I ask those who are here if there is anyone who wishes to address any of the recreation and park projects?
Anyone here that would like to speak in reference to?
And then the remaining category then is airport, and airport projects are funded either from airport revenue, from state revenue, and federal revenue.
Anyone here for comments? Okay.
Thank you. That's all I have.
Thank you. All right, that concludes our public hearing on the capital improvement program. As I said before, March 17th is when the council will make a decision on that plan. Yes, ma'am.
Were you going to address the Wycomico County Courthouse? We thought perhaps that was one of the topics that was going to be discussed.
We will certainly give you time to speak if you'd like. Yes, you can, if you want to come to the podium.
I believe it was mentioned.
Oh, yeah. You sleep. It's okay. Take your time.
I didn't think there'd be an opportunity to do this, and I am Linda Dwyer, and this is Ann Clay, and we're here representing the Preservation Trust of Wycomico. And after all that discussion of schools, it seems quite a different topic. So we just wanted to make an announcement that the Preservation Trust of Wycomico is in the process of nominating the historic Wycomico County Courthouse with Preservation Maryland for designation as an endangered Maryland site. And recognition as an endangered Maryland site benefits the community by providing opportunities for greater public awareness and dialogue, and for finding solutions that protect this threatened property. And we're also seeking input from the county and all its members and anyone interested for their support of preservation, of saving the building, so that we can use that support in our process of nominating the county for the courthouse as an endangered site. I'm sure everyone feels pretty much the same way about the historic county courthouse, but we are seeking your input so that we know for sure how you feel about it. And how do we feel about the courthouse? The historic courthouse is the symbol for Wycomico County. It has been the cornerstone of the community since 1878 and symbolizes the region's history and strength of its people. The courthouse survived Salisbury's biggest fire and has been witness to all the good, the bad, and the proud history of Salisbury and the county. This beautiful building is a history book with its pages that describe a community that can do and survive anything. And the old courthouse looks out over Salisbury's downtown, which is praised for its historic qualities as it is being increasingly revitalized. We feel that it holds an important role in Salisbury and Wycomico County, and we as a preservation organization want to voice and try to help in any way we can to protect.
Matt, if you could ask them in the hallway, please.
So we're not here asking for money. We're just here to ask for, to let you know about our intentions and our process, and to ask for anyone's letters or messages of support in this project. So I didn't know if anyone wanted to comment.
Thank you very much.
I'm Ann Clay, and I am a taxpayer in Wicomico County, and I'm also a member of the Preservation Trust of Wicomico, and I just wanted to emphasize that in his book, Charles Truitt, who wrote Historic Salisbury, Maryland, referred to this.
Excuse me one second. I'm sorry. Mr. Kramer, if you would, thank you, Rick.
Send the retired trooper out there.
I wouldn't trust him. Thank you, Rick. Sorry, go ahead.
The author, Charles Truitt, some years ago wrote the book Historic Salisbury, Maryland, and he referred to the courthouse as being referred to as the most handsome courthouse in the counties of Maryland. And as Linda said, it's been a central point of Salisbury since at least 1878. And it's remarkable in that its exterior architectural design has not undergone any change since that time. It's a picture of the past. So we're very much in favor of having discussions about what needs to be done for the courthouse. So thank you.
Thank you very much.
Mr. Cannon, since that we're not aware that we had talked about the historic courthouse, the capital improvements budget does have $750,000 spread over 3 fiscal years with $250,000 in 2016 to begin the work.
Thank you, Mr. Kramer. That ends the public hearing for the capital improvement budget. Mr. Baker, we're moving on.
Yes, sir. Notice was given in compliance with Chapter 22 of the Wicomico County Code and Local Government Article Section 10.312 that the county would hear public comment on 2 proposed resolutions. The first one is Resolution 48-2015. It's a resolution approving a lease agreement between Wicomico County, Maryland and Piedmont Airlines for property located at the airport. It's a hangar office complex for Piedmont.
At this time, we're accepting any input from the community for the public hearing on this resolution. Seeing none, that closes the public hearing. I guess at this point in time, we would introduce the resolution.
Yes.
Entertain a motion to introduce Resolution 48, 2015.
So moved.
Second. Any discussion?
Yeah.
Yes.
To risk prolonging this evening, my apologies, but I noticed that in this proposed lease, it says that the lessee shall be responsible for maintenance and repair of the premises, including HVAC repairs, replacements, et cetera, et cetera. But I noticed in our CIP that the county is undertaking HVAC repairs at the airport.
That's in the terminal building.
Yeah, I mean, I'm trying, yeah, I mean, is there?
No, the HVAC repairs and replacement are in the terminal building,
Okay.
and this is for the Piedmont.
Okay.
Go ahead, Mr.
separate
Bryant.
structures.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, as Matt just explained, the lease agreement between Piedmont and us is for the hangar complex, which is a county-owned facility. But the airline holds the responsibility for maintenance and upkeep of the HVAC system, essentially the whole building, with the exception of the county will maintain the exterior skins of the building, the roof, and the hangar doors. In the original lease that this lease is now finally replacing, Piedmont Airlines was supposed to maintain maintenance of the entire complex after a certain period of time. That was negotiated, again, to where we'll maintain the exterior skins, the roof, the large hangar doors, but the airline will maintain the remainder of the building, including the HVAC. As Matt mentioned, the capital improvement project that you see in tonight's plan is to replace the HVAC system in the terminal building. That's our responsibility.
Okay, just wanted to make sure.
Any other council questions? Bob, I probably should have asked you to stay up there. I'm sure there was, the square footage as this breaks out, it seems it's much different as far as numbers are concerned based on what we're looking at in this next resolution. Or Dave? Dave, if you could.
Mr.
Why
Ryan?
don't you gentlemen just come here? That'd be a lot easier for everybody.
Good evening.
Good evening.
And I think it's,
Let us know who you are.
it's Dave Ryan. I'm with Salisbury Wycomico Economic Development. And, we have two leases tonight. One for the hangar complex, that is Piedmont's corporate headquarters, a maintenance base, and some other offices. And then the second lease is for in the couple thousand, a little over 2,000 square feet in the terminal building itself. And that's the ticketing agents and stockroom and that type of thing. So it's a wide discrepancy. One, we're putting aircraft in, and that's 65,000 plus square feet. The other is the ticketing counters, and that's about 2,200 square feet.
Okay. And that's the difference as far as the costs?
That's the difference in terms of the square footage.
Cost.
Cost too. A little more retail oriented at the terminal building.
Okay. Any other questions? Okay, seeing none, all those in favor of Resolution 48, 2015, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion's carried, resolution passes.
The second public hearing is on Resolution 49-2015. It's approving an airline airport operating and space use agreement between Wycomico County and U.S. Airways, Inc. for assigned space at the airport.
Any public comments in reference to Resolution 49, 2015? Okay. Seeing none, I'd like to entertain a motion to introduce Resolution 49, 2015.
So moved.
Second?
Second.
And discussion. Thank you, Dave and Bob.
Pleasure. Thank you, and thank you, Mr. Holloway. He's been involved in this project for a long time, renovating that terminal building and leading to this lease. Well, both of you. No. You've all been very supportive of this project. You've all been supportive of this project, and we appreciate that. It's a lot. It really has, and the airport commission. It's a lot of jobs over there, so we thank you.
It's important that we keep those jobs over there.
Yes, sir.
Any questions? Seeing none, all those in favor of Resolution 49, 2015, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion's carried, resolution passes. Gentlemen, thank you very much.
And
That concludes the public hearings that we have.
that's
We
correct.
have a
Well, the
legislative
last
bill.
item for your consideration is the introduction of legislative bill 2015-01. It's an act to amend Chapter 59, Article 2, to add Section 59-15 of the Wycomico County Code titled Accidental Disability to provide a benefit to certain employees who incur a permanent disabling medical condition arising out of and in the course of the actual performance of duties subject to certain qualifying standards. As you recall, when we finally approved the FOP collective bargaining agreement and the disability trust, we needed to adopt a resolution as well as part of one of the requirements that the IRS has for making that trust tax exempt is that we pass legislation establishing a workers' complement-like statute related to the disability. So essentially what we've done is taken the accidental disability benefit out of the collective bargaining agreement, put it in the statute for adopting, which will satisfy the IRS regulations.
Okay. Entertain a motion, to introduce legislative bill 2015-01. Second.
Second.
Any discussion? Okay. Seeing none, all those in favor of the introduction say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion's carried. Bill's been introduced. Mr. Baker, yes.
I was going to say the first available date for the public hearing would be April the 7th, which is your first meeting. I've got a 14-day advertising window, but I can't hit the next meeting this month, so that's the first meeting I could do it.
April 7th.
Yeah, if that's acceptable. It's an
that'll be
evening
fine.
meeting as well.
Okay. Mr. Kramer and Ms. Holland. All right. Thank you, Mr. Baker.
And that's all I have.
Thank you very much. At this time, we will accept any general public comments. Everybody's talked out. Council comments?
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Would say after that public hearing and the news that was delivered tonight, I am glad to hear that West Salisbury is back on track in some fashion, and glad to see the collaboration that's going on now. I think that's very beneficial for everyone in Wycomico. I do have to agree that Bennett Middle School, the money's bonded, contracts have been signed. I don't know how much leeway we have legally, so that's something we need to address, but you know, to me, that's a project that's been in the pipeline for a while and needs to move forward. Also want to thank 6 people: Peyton Malloy, Sarah Dennis, Samantha Miller, Lauren Weir, Nicole Verbitz, and Janet Shabazz, who all sent very nice letters to us through email. I hope everybody read them. Currently Bennett High School students. And not the typical form letters that we tend to get during these public hearings, that they just fill their name in and change the first paragraph. These were all well-written, lengthy emails, and very concise, to the point. And I think if they stick around in our community, we'll be well-served by these young ladies that wrote to us. And just lastly, I think it was Hope Prince that got up and spoke a couple times, and also Mr. Willie really hit the nail on the head. We can kind of jump up and down all we want and talk about economic development, and I wish Dave were still here to put him on the spot, but when you talk to Dave Ryan, our Director of Economic Development, there's 3 things that are most critical to it. It's education, education, and education. And until we address education in our community and really accept that that is the most important thing in economic development, we're not going to get anywhere with it. So I think the council really needs to keep that in mind.
Thank you, Vice President Holloway.
Thank you.
Other council comments?
Yeah,
Councilman
sure.
Dodd.
I'd like to thank everybody that came out tonight. It was an overwhelming crowd. They were out in the hallway. I'd love to see that every meeting, because you see the public engaged, and that's what we need. We need direction. We need to listen to you, and we are listening to you. Someone spoke earlier about the county executive and county council. We just started. Give us a chance. Please do. Bob's got a lot of ideas. There's a lot of things he doesn't know yet. There's a lot of things we don't know. We're listening to you. We're trying to educate ourselves. We're trying to make an informed, educated decision. So right now, please give us a chance. We are doing the best that we can, and we are listening. Some of the decisions that we make, not everybody's going to be happy. It's unfortunate. That's the way it is. We had some people come up about the courthouse. That building belongs to the county, and it is our history. We are going to preserve it. Money is committed. The county executive put money towards that building. So anything that's ours, we are going to work to preserve it. We're going to work to save it, and we just have to give everything a chance and move forward. We're not done with this budget yet, so we'll see where things go from here. So thank you for attending.
Councilman David.
I'd like to thank all the people that came out and spoke tonight, especially about the Bennett project and the West Salisbury project. I'm glad to see that they're both moving forward and positive things are coming out of it with the council and the board and the county exec. Now that we all know that we need to communicate together to get things going. Like Mr. Dawes just said, we're all just started, including me. Mr. Culver's got a new position. Of course, he's going to make mistakes. We're all going to make mistakes. The thing about it is that we all learn from them and move forward. And one of the comments was made the night earlier saying that the council was in disarray, that we don't get along. We get along great. I mean, even though I'm the only Democrat, I get along with these guys great.
You're a Democrat?
Yeah,
I know that.
I mean, but everybody.
You want to change party parties.
I mean, people always say, you know, you got to watch yourself. You know, you're an only outsider. But I mean, 2 months I've been getting along great with them. Hopefully, they get along great with me, and I hope we can move forward and we can make the county a better place to be in.
Thank you, Councilman Davis. Any other council comments?
Yeah, I do. In a minute here.
Councilman
I
Joe
think same
Holloway.
Okay. I want to thank everybody for coming out tonight and everything they had to say. And I do want to bring up one thing that's the Winter Place Park Carriage House exterior restoration is in the capital improvement budget. And that's something that we've been trying to get done for ever since I've been on the council.
and I want to thank Mr. Culver for putting that in the capital improvement budget. That building is, well, it's less than desirable in the way it looks and the way it's been kept, and so had a lot of people that's requested that to be fixed for a long time, so some work's going to start on that, plus some other things in the capital improvement budget that I really like, so we get to work on that in a little bit. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilman Joe Holloway. Any other council comments? Under presidential comments, I would just reiterate what everyone has already said before. I do appreciate the fact that so many people did come out, and there was a lot of. I was very positive, not antagonistic, which I think is always positive when you're trying to move forward with projects. I certainly do want to see the best come out of this, with the issues, most importantly, what we're focusing on, Bennett Middle School and West Salisbury. I do applaud Bob for trying to figure ways, unique solutions to what's facing Wycomico County, because we do know funding is always an issue as of right now until we grow this economy. I also appreciate everyone's input as far as maybe not in agreement with what Mr. Executive Culver has presented, and I respect that as well. I do think there are things that we have to work on with both of those presentations, but I see a lot of open exchange of ideas, and I think we'll certainly progress to, I think, a satisfactory resolution for everyone. In addition to that, Sheriff Lewis was going to speak tonight. He was going to briefly update the public and the council on a shooting that occurred last night or early this morning, where it was a deputy-involved fatality. The deputy is fine, but as it's been explained to us, it was a self-defense maneuver where he had to fatally shoot an individual that was in the process of pulling out a gun on the deputy. The deputy was on the ground on his back, and the individual, as we've been told, drew a weapon, and the deputy responded and fired, I believe, 2 shots. As it's been explained, the state police are in the process, have been in the process of investigating this, and I'm certain that you will be updated. I know Mike will update us as he's done currently as things develop. So just to let you know that had occurred, and they are following the proper procedures to bring it to fruition. That being said, no other comments. I'd like to entertain a motion to adjourn so that we can convene in an open work session.
So moved.
Second. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Meeting's adjourned. Thank you very much.